From the spiritual perspective, there are different types of relationships. We are familiar with the karmic, soulmate, twin flame relationship, but there is also many divisions and differentiations within each of those categories. And today I want to talk about one specific type of a soulmate that I call the future partner. So if you are interested, let's dive in. Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Sylvia Salo and I help lightworkers, starseeds, priestesses and leaders to embody their highest self, to remember who they are and to create a life they desire. And I want to talk about a specific type of soulmate. And before I go into it, I just want to mention there are so many different types of relationships. When we use the term soulmate, everyone imagines something different. When we talk about twin flame, everyone understands it differently. There is a lot more nuances going into each of those types. I talk about different levels of relationships that you are going to meet as you are evolving in my program, The Sacred Union. You can find it on my website. Because every relationship actually corresponds to the inner changes that you make within yourself. They also correspond to different levels of consciousness and different dimensions. There are different levels of union that every single person will go through at some point. And if you want to really go deeply into it, then I talk about it in Sacred Union. But today I just want to talk about this one specific subcategory of soulmates. It's actually not a soulmate, but this is what everyone knows this word. So let's just call it like that. But it's actually your future partner. So you meet this kind of romantic partner only when you have fully activated and integrated to some degree Christ consciousness. You meet them also when your Kundalini energy is not just fully awakened, but it's already like integrated as well. And at that point, your inner masculine and feminine energies are balanced. Your heart chakra is fully awakened and you know who you are. So in other words, you meet this person not only upon your spiritual awakening, but it already has to be balanced and integrated, many of those aspects that I mentioned. When you meet this person, it marks your service in the world. You will start to show up, share your gifts. You'll be more seen. You'll be more visible in your community. You will start to step into your highest potential. Now, this future partner, why do I call it future? Because you have no karma with this person. And actually, I can see past lives of people, not just on this planet, but also in different dimensions. We can go like all the way back to source and see the whole soul's journey. And with a future partner, typically, you have known each other very briefly in some much higher dimension. You have zero karma and usually zero interaction on this planet. And because there is no karma, as you can imagine, the relationship is very easy. It feels really good. But I just still want to add a few more things. Because you have met them in a higher dimension, and this is where we are returning again. The soul is descending through the dimensions and then ascending back up. You are actually going from your past, very distant past, and it's your future at the same time. That's why it's your future partner. And with this person, you feel such a profound, deep sense of peace. The energy is very pure and you feel with them good all the time. It doesn't matter how long you've been together. You are also perfectly aligned. You may even have exactly identical numerology. There are many other signs that are identical. You are really compatible on every level. with this kind of person, you are his feminine version and he is your masculine version, or the other way around. It's like you in that other polarity, but you are completely aligned. Your values are aligned, everything is aligned, like complete alignment, which also means you don't have to solve many things that people solve in relationships, because you think in the same way and you always want the same thing. And you typically meet this kind of person when your soul is at the end of like a huge soul cycle. And you are literally like going into future. You're like moving from this long cycle. Because within those big cycles, and I have many videos on my YouTube that I'm describing each of those things that I talk about, so you can watch them after this video. But within one big cycle, your soul experiences many different lifetimes, and each of those lifetimes, they still carry the energy of the big cycle. There is some big profound lessons for the whole cycle. But once your soul is ending the cycle, or maybe all the cycles, you are going to meet this future partner. And as I said, with this kind of person, you are equal. There is a sense of equality. There is a sense of pure, deep energy and peace. And you are both growing individually, like you are both stepping into your potentials. And you are also creating something together, something beyond each of you. So you are both showing up through the vehicle of the relationship as your highest selves, and it just happens naturally. You don't have to talk about it, you don't have to try it, it just happens. Your energies come together, they click, and that's what's happening. So I just wanted to make this video because lots of my clients ask me about relationships, and I maybe don't talk about it enough publicly, but there's a lot more to relationships. It's not so black and white. This is my soulmate, this is my twin flame, and so on. This is my karmic relationship. There is a lot more to it. And so I just want you to have this awareness that this is possible, and maybe you have met someone like that. And maybe now things starts to make sense, because you really have no karma with this person. And not only that, you don't even have shared any lifetimes with them. That's why you don't have that karma, right? You likely just know each other from much higher dimension. So it's like such a deep like purity, and there is the focus of that relationship is your highest potential, and you're completely aligned on every single level. The other person is like you really think the same way about everything. So I hope that you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please like, share and subscribe, and I see you next time.